Hi everyone, so this is going to be a tutorial for a polymer clay mushroom that I found, and this isn't like the Mario Brothers type mushroom, like a more realistic type mushroom. There was one video that I found online that I watched, and I'll put that link down below. And the reason why I'm doing this tutorial is because I'm going to be making some fungi inspired ornaments, so I wanted to make some little clay mushrooms, and so thought I'd do a tutorial since I was making them anyways. So I will go through the list of supplies that you need, and probably at the end I'll attach a video of all the mushrooms that I've gotten done so that you can look at them. And then also I will attach a picture slideshow, because even though I don't eat mushrooms, I have a slight fascination with them, and I always photograph new ones that I find around the property, and we've got a ginormous amount of species of mushrooms around here. So maybe that would draw up some inspiration, because they come in all shapes and forms. So the materials that you'll need is clay, polymer clay, whatever brand you want to use. You want to have some white, a big glob of white, or a good amount of white. I've mixed some translucent clay in with this, not very much, but a little bit. And then you'll need white for the stems of the mushrooms, and then you'll need colors for the tops, whatever colors you want to use. The mushrooms come in all kinds of colors, so don't feel restricted to any type of color. A lot of these colors, like I've got some gold here, I've got, what is this, crimson. If you mix a little bit of color, like if you have a lot of dark colors, you can mix it with white and come up with like a more opaque color. I've got some brown, I've got yellow, got red. So you want the white clay, and then you want colors for the tops of the mushrooms. You want a craft knife. You want to have some chalk pastels, soft hair paint brushes. These are actually pickup sticks, the game pickup sticks. These are great. You just want to have some kind of pokey tool that's not necessarily a knife. Now this is something that I have created. This is a jig, and this comes in handy so that I can stick the mushrooms on a, this is probably like 18 gauge floral craft wire, and I can stick the mushrooms in this jig and bake them in the oven all at once, so they won't be laying on their sides and cooking, curing in really lopsided positions. So this keeps everything looking nice and neat and good even baking. So this is just like a piece of wood with holes drilled in it, and it's really handy. I guess that would be it. Yeah. So I will get started. So depending on the size of mushroom that you want to make, you're going to start out with a piece of white. Let's see, what size am I going to start out with? It's probably like a pea size. And you want to roll it between your fingers to create a cone. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Mushrooms, You'll see in my picture slideshow, oh my goodness, there are some fugly looking mushrooms out there. You know, and I'm not going for a, sorry, the camera's going to get blurry. I'm not going for, you know, a Mario Brothers style mushroom. It's not going to look cute and cartoonish. It's going to look real and dirty and fungi-ish. So I've got some brown here. So because of this size of the stem, I'm going to roll off a piece that's slightly smaller than a pea. And once you start making these, you'll kind of get the hang of the proportions that you need as far as the stem goes, you know, in the top of the mushroom. So once you've got that, this is going to be part of the top of the mushroom. So you've got the cone stem. I know this tutorial is not going to be very clear, but you're just going to have to hang in with me. And then you've got a colored piece that's slightly smaller than a pea because this started off at pea size. Then you want to take another piece of white and get a ball that's slightly smaller than a pea size. If this is what you want, 2 balls for the top of the mushroom that's slightly smaller than the ball you started with for the stem, if this is making any sense at all. Just roll it into a pea shape, and then you just want to flatten it with your finger and fold it off. This clay is really sticky. I added too much glycerin, so it's has a little bit of trouble coming off my finger because this clay was really hard when I started off. And it's really helpful to have a clean rag so that you can wipe your hands really quick so that you're not transferring color everywhere. And you want to smush the colored piece of clay down. So now you've got the two balls that you rolled for the top. You're just going to smush them both down. Then you're going to put the white flattened ball on top of the colored flattened ball. And you're just going to take your finger, sorry if the camera gets a little bit blurry on you there, and pull the edges of the white down towards the edges of the colored flattened ball. So try and get the edges as blended together as you can. You just have to work at it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no perfect technique. I think that's one of the hardest things I've had to learn about clay is you just have to work at it. There's no special trick of the trade out there that'll make life easier for you. Okay, so this is what you'll end up with. You'll end up with a pancake essentially. One color should be white, the other color should be a color. So then you're going to flip it over, colored side down, and you're going to grab your base, your mushroom stem, and a pokey tool, and you're going to stick the stem in the middle of the mushroom top. And you're going to poke at the very top of the cone. You're going to poke it into the mushroom top. You're just mashing the stem, the top of the stem, into the bottom of the mushroom top. see if I can't. Easier to do this when it's flat on the table, but I really want you guys to be able to see. And hopefully you guys are getting the general idea. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking that, okay, well, Chelsea, now it's really unsightly. But we're going to do something that will fix that in just a moment. Okay, so once you've gotten the top of the cone pushed into the mushroom top to the point where you feel that it's secure, then you're going to make the gills of the mushroom, and that will eliminate all those unsightly pokey holes that you did in order to meld the stem with the top of the mushroom. So you want your craft knife. I've tried doing it with my little pokey tool here, my high-tech plastic pickup stick pokey tool. But you really want something sharp so that you can get the really fine grooves of the gills of the mushroom. So you want to take the back of your craft knife. Don't use the actual blade part, otherwise you're just going to cut right through your mushroom top. And you're going to start at the base. You know, start at the top of the cone where it connects with the mushroom top, and you're just going to pull out like this. And you're going to see little crumbles of clay coming off. Don't worry about it, but be delicate, otherwise, you know, because the clay is just so easy to slice right through. And just go all the way around, and you want to pull those slits right to the edge of the mushroom top. Go it around a couple times until you feel that it is adequately gilled. Okay. So then you're going to have a mushroom that looks... Sorry, I'm going to try and keep my hand steady for just a second. Got all those gills. Now it looks a little bit choppy, so what you can do is you can take your finger, and sorry for my unsightly cuticles, they are always unsightly, and just mash them down a little bit, but be very gentle, otherwise you're going to lose all your gills. And that'll give a more subtle look to your gills, more delicate. Okay. So now would be a prime opportunity to, if you have any finger marks in your mushroom, you can lightly pet the mushroom and it'll smooth out most of the fingerprints that you got going on in there. Okay, this next part is where I insert the mushroom onto a piece of floral wire. You just want to hold the stem of the mushroom. And if you don't want to do this, you know, or if you don't necessarily have a jig available, or you don't feel like making a jig, whatever the case is, as to the reason why you wouldn't have a jig, You don't have to do this. You can, you know, after we've completed coloring the mushroom, you can throw them on a baking sheet and bake them. If you've got a flat enough bottom, you may be able to get them so that they, you know, can stand on their own on a baking sheet. Which may be something you want to do if you wanted to make a larger mushroom for like a pendant or something, but because these are being glued into an ornament or onto an ornament, I'm not too concerned about the holes on the bottom. So, okay, so once you have the wire inserted into the base of your mushroom, if this is what you so choose to do, next you want to grab your knife. And with the back side of it, again, don't use the blade. You want to it's hard doing it on camera, sorry. I don't remember what this is called, but mushrooms have these little lines at the very base of their stems. And you just want to get those lines put in. Okay, now this part I find fun. I like it. So sometimes your stems of your mushrooms, by the time you're done working at it, you know, getting it onto the wire, putting in the little lines at the very base, sometimes your stems may look really lumpy. You know, it's hard to avoid it. So you can create these little, again, I don't know what they're called. I tried looking up the anatomy of a mushroom. I couldn't find what these little thingies are. I found out what the little lines at the base were, but I don't remember them. So I'm going to try and keep my hand steady again. You can create these little things on the side of the mushroom if you want to, or if you need to deal with a mushroom that has a really lumpy base. So you want to take your blade, your craft knife, and this time using the, you know, the cutting side. You want to find a lump in the mushroom. You want to cut down slightly, just barely, and then pull out. Okay, this one did not work out so well. Hold on. Let me try it again. I think my clay is so warm right now, I haven't given it a chance to set. Okay, these normally, hold on. Just cooling the base of my mushroom down because it doesn't want to slice for me. Or I will do it on this mushroom because the clay is cooled down. It's a bad idea to try and cut it on soft clay, but because I'm trying to show you guys, I was trying to do it with warm clay. Okay, hold the base of the mushroom and then cut it like that. Oops, that was too much, Chelsea. And then that's essentially what you'll have when you cut into the side, and it's just a cute little fungi look. Okay, so let's see if I can It's not my best mushroom. I never make my best things on camera. Just play with it till you've got it looking the way you want it. Or if you've given up because you're on camera and time is ticking away. So the last step of your mushroom is to color it, and that's where your chalk pastels come in. Grab your paintbrush, pick up, I use dark brown or dark green. Pick up a color, brush it on. The bases of the mushroom are going to be dirty, the dirtiest. Usually the gills are pretty clean, but who knows, you may want to add some color to the gill just to bring, just to show them off a little bit more. Just do whatever you want. Okay, so that is the mushroom that I've created. And each one of them will come out different, like this one, it has a thinner top, and so it's kind of wavy. A lot of mushrooms have wavy tops. So, it's just something you have to work out. And okay, so that is the polymer clay mushroom tutorial, and hopefully soon I will have a tutorial of a ornament where these mushrooms will be going on to. So thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, so I'm back to share with you the finished mushrooms. Said I'd come back and show you those. I was planning on doing all kinds of different mushrooms based on the pictures I've taken, but I guess, to put it plainly, I'm pretty lazy and I don't have the patience for the meticulous work that you need to put into polymer clay to make things look super realistic. So, I pretty much made the same type of mushroom, but just in a multitude of colors. So, there they are. I'm not sure how well you can see those, wanting to focus on the backwards ones, but anyways, those are the mushrooms. Okay, so y'all get the gist, and they just pop off the wire. I stick them on the wire so that I can stick them on this jig that I made, and the jig is so that you can have things upright without, them necessarily having a level bottom, so you don't have to worry about them falling over. So anyways, those are the mushrooms. Thank you for watching the tutorial, and if you have any questions, let me know. Bye.